about the New World Order and whatnot. Could you?
Oh, there's no doubt.
I was programmed to have a perfect photographic memory, and I was used to, as a human tape recorder of sorts, to pass messages between the officials and the global elitists that are planning to bring in the New World Order. Ritual abuse was used as a trauma base conditioning for mind control that I was put under by the CIA and was programmed at military bases and at NASA centers around the country in order to have my mind in mind control that was guaranteed through national security that I would never be able to remember or tell. However, due to an accident that I had, I was able to start having flashbacks, and I started remembering being prostituted and used in pornography from the time I was very young, used in child pornography. And then as I grew older, I was used by different presidents and governors, and I was flown in helicopters to different areas in Hollywood to be used by some of the people, the actors in Hollywood, as well as being used by different, like I was saying, different politicians. But
would you say a little bit about yourself and how you've contributed to this seminar tonight?
For over 20 years, I was a government spy working for the Defense Intelligence Agency, the Central Intelligence Agency, and the United States military intelligence entities into what people know as the black helicopters flying around in military operations in Task Force 160, based out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, under the control of the National Security Council. From there, I went into Honduras and Nicaragua as a special operations CIA pilot flying for Ollie North and the National Security Council, bringing drugs into seeing the drugs were brought into the United States. We simply brought the drugs out of the Contra camps into designated areas in Honduras. They were then transferred into military and civilian aircraft and brought into the United States.
Now, are those drugs, this is getting off the point, but are those drugs, are they used somehow in the mind control with people like Bryce and whatnot?
Well, some of the drugs that we were producing in the Contra camps, we were not only producing cocaine in the Contra camps, but there was a small bulb, green bulb, that we would produce a chemical out of. It comes from the nightshade family, and it's nicknamed Burundanga, the voodoo drug, and we would utilize that as a controlling agent for most of our activities. Yes.
I see. And now, how do you corroborate the evidence, the things that the other people were saying here today about the New World Order and whatnot? Could you?
Oh, there's no doubt. I sat in a meeting in 1989. My handler in the CIA was Colby.
Henry Kissinger was involved with creating a lot of my high-level programming. There's a lot of people now that are coming forward, naming the same people and the same agenda of the New World Order, and are in need of information to help their clients deprogram.
All of that you were used for the service of this New World Order, is that right?
Yes, I was. And actually, Bob Hope was my owner and owned also my daughter. And through that, we were used as like intelligence operatives to be sent in with specific instructions that we were programmed to target different individuals that they wanted to be able to enlist to work also for the New World Order.
And how did you get to be owned? Were you bought, or did Bob Hope buy you? Or?
Well, there were shows where they have like slave auctions where people are actually purchased. And the way I understood it was that, my parents and myself never received any money. And they just, actually the CIA kind of came in, I believe, and took over a lot of people that had been satanically, ritualistically abused, knowing that that type of abuse creates multiple personality disorder, and that this population could be used as a non-paid slave labor force without their own knowledge or awareness.
And how rampant would you say this is?
Well, I think that if you would look into a lot of the history of people that have spoken out in the past all over the country, and how this has been all covered up. I think it's very rampant. And I think that there's people that have been programmed and used that are coming out now and speaking out. And
To George Bush, when he became director of the CIA, as a trusted ally of Mr. Bush, I sat in meetings in Jupiter, Florida. We did the deeds for this group of New World Order participants. We called them within the bounds of where we worked, the Olympic cartel, because they were dealing in not only drugs, but we were dealing in petroleum, foods, and people. So
Slavery, in other words.
that's right.
Okay.